So round 6. Now I hope you've had a bit of a stretch. When I paused the video, I had a bit of a finger stretch, both hands, and a bit of a shoulder shrug, shoulder roll. There's a lot of stitching going on in this one, and I do suggest that you put your hook down for a moment at times and just have a stretch, make a fresh cup of tea, and maybe even just stand up for a second. So we're on to round 6. Now round 6 couldn't be any easier. It's the same as what we've just done. So only this time, can you guess? Yes, there's 8 stitches along. We did 6, and then we did 7, and then we are doing 8. So you're going to do your new colour as a chain and then a single crochet into that same space, and then you are going to do 8 single crochets in the back loop only, just as you've done before. And then when you get to your 9th stitch, it will be this middle one at the top again, and you will do 3 single crochets in that back loop at the top here, and then you'll come back down and do 8 single crochets back down here, and then in your middle single crochet, as always, you're going to go under both loops and do your single crochet there, and then you're going to continue that on every petal around. So I'm not going to show you that because we've still got a few more rounds to go. So do this round, 8 single crochets, 3 single crochets, and 8 single crochets back down, and then your 1 single crochet under both loops. Okay, so just as you've done before, 8, 3, 8, and 1. Okay, 8, 3, 8, 1, and I'll see you in a moment, or well, a few minutes, but it'll be in a moment because I'll just pause. See you in a sec, guys. Okay, so that is round 6, almost finished. You want to go into your first single crochet that you had, not your chain, but your first single crochet, and do a slip stitch and fasten off colour C. Fasten off that colour. Sorry, just checking my pattern there, that I'm telling you correctly. Fasten off that colour and grab your colour A back, but don't join it just yet. I'm going to tell you where to join it in just a second. Okay, so we are now on to round 7, and we've gone back to our first colour, so I'm back to my green. And what you need to do for this one, we're joining in a different space this time. So you want to find your middle stitch at the top here. So if you are still using your stitch markers, then fab, you've got your middle stitch already. And from there, you want to count down 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So I've joined my colour in this 4th stitch from the centre point. So not counting that centre middle one, but 4 stitches down. Do your slip, join your colour with a slip stitch and a chain 1, and following that chain 1, yep, you've guessed it, we're going to do a single crochet. I'm just going to put my tail over and stitch over my tail. So single crochet into that same stitch, and then we're going to do a single crochet. We're going under both bars this time, a single crochet into the next 3 stitches. So then we would have done altogether 4 single crochets along this side. So 1, 2, 3, 4 single crochets, and then in the top one, as we've done before, we're going to do 3 single crochets. 1, 2, 2, 3 single crochets, and then 4 single crochets coming back down this side, just to bring it even with the other side. So 4 single crochets down this side, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 single crochets. So, oops, getting caught up here. So 4 single crochets. So 4 up, 3 in the middle, and 4 down. And now we're going to do something a little bit different. Okay, so what you're going to do is skip the next 11 stitches. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that brings us to here. Now, if you remember what we did around the start here, you've actually, from this top point, you have got 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you can either count 11 or you can count 4 back from this top point, whichever you choose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then you're going to go into the next one. Okay, so you're skipping 11 and then going into the next one, which is 4 stitches down from the center point. And then you're going to do exactly the same. I know this is going to seem a bit weird with this big bit in the middle here, but what you're going to do is exactly the same as what you did before. You're going to do 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4 single crochets, and then 3 single crochets in this top stitch. 3 single crochets in this top stitch, and then you're going to do another 4 single crochets working down here, and then you're going to do the exact same as what you did. Don't worry about this bit here. You're going to do another 4 single crochets down here, skip 11 stitches, do another 4, and then your 3 at the top, 4 coming down, skip 11. Okay, and do that all the way around until you get back to the beginning, and I will see you back around there. Okay, now if you've done all of your counts correctly, you should have 11 single crochets here at the end to skip, and then go into your first single crochet, do a slip stitch. Oops, excuse me, getting in a tangle here, gosh. Do a slip stitch. Oops, getting caught. Slip stitch, it's going to be a bit tight possibly, and then fasten off. Okay, fasten off your colour, and I'll see you in a second. Okay, so now I've been telling you not to worry about gaps and how they're all laying, but now this is where we need to form our pinwheel shape. So you've got these kind of pockets going on, so just choose somewhere to start. So I'm going to start by my where I fastened off. So you want to pull these pockets out. So pull them from the bottom, or maybe, you know, put your finger in and then lay it down, okay? And then work around. I'm going clockwise. Work around. If you're watching the left-handed video, it will be anti-clockwise. Okay, so just give them a bit of a poke and then fold them down, okay? So just give it a bit of a straighten, fold. See, this one is pushed through, so just pop it up and fold down. You want them all facing the same way. Okay, so you want them all facing. Don't worry about any of these tails, just pop them to the back and make sure they're all laying nice and flat, all facing the same direction. Okay, and there you can see your pinwheel has formed. So now we just need to make this into a square. Simple, she says. We'll get through it. We've got this far. So we're going to move on to round 8, and you need to get your colour C. So this was my pale pink. So grab your colour C and let's start round 8. Okay, so round 8. you want to join your colour C, which is the colour we used here. You want to join it in the top stitch of a point. So any of these points will do. Just join it into the top stitch, the very middle top stitch. Do a chain 1, and then we are going to do 3 single crochets into this top stitch. So 1, 2, 3. This is where we start to turn our pinwheel into a square. So 3 single crochets in that stitch, and then 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches. So 1, 2. So this is 2 single crochets going down there, and then the next you want to do a half double crochet in the next stitch, half double crochet, and then you're going to do a double crochet in the next stitch. So this is where we go from small to larger stitches. We try and we try and square something off. So a double crochet, so we've done 2 singles, a half, a double, and now we're going to do a double crochet 2 together. So that's when we do we start as a double crochet in this stitch. We do the first yarn over, pull through 2, leave 2 loops on the hook, then we yarn over as if to do another double crochet, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through the first 2 stitches, and then you have the last loops of both of those stitches. So then you pull through all 3 loops. So these 2 stitches here have only got 1 top stitch. Okay, you've only got 1 loop there for the 2 stitches. That is your double crochet 2 together. Then you are going to do a double crochet in the next stitch, double crochet, and a slip stitch in the next stitch. So slip stitches just pull through and through that loop there. We don't normally do slip stitches on our actual pattern, but that's a slip stitch there. And then we are going to do chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and skip the next 5 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and do a slip stitch in that 6 stitch along. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and do your slip stitch in this next stitch there. Okay, so slip stitch, skip 5, chain 3, skip 5, and a slip stitch, and then we are going to do 1 double crochet in the next stitch, 1 double crochet 2 together. So remember that's the first part, and then in the next stitch, this is where I did my fasten off, so make sure you go into the right space if you've done that. So I'm going to do the next part of your double crochet. It's going to be a bit tight getting through there where I did my slip stitch. Okay, so you've got the first part of your next double crochet, and then you go through the last 3 loops, and you just made 1 stitch at the very top there. Okay, so then we're going to do 1 double crochet, doing this stitch by stitch, guys, because it's quite a lot to remember. 1 double crochet, 1 half double crochet, and 2 single crochets. So 1 single crochet and 1 single crochet. There you go. That's your first side made straight. How cool is that? Okay, now I'm going to take you down another side of the pinwheel, but if you want to take a screenshot of this or pause it on this, this takes you through each of the next steps of the next side. So you might find that easier. If you want to do that, then do that right now. I've just written it down for you. Or you might have the printed pattern from the Facebook group, which would be fab. There's a nice list there for this round. Okay, so there we go. Right, so let's do this next side. You need to do in your next stitch those 3 single crochets in the top. So 3 single crochets in the top. 1, 2, 3 single crochets in the top, and then 1 single crochet and 1 single crochet, 1 half double crochet and 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet 2 together. So remember, that's the first part of a stitch. Go into the next one, do another part of a stitch and pull through all 3 loops. Okay, and then it's 1 double crochet and a slip stitch, chain 3, skip 5 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, do a slip stitch in the 6, I can't say that word, 6 stitches along, going. And now this is when we repeat in reverse. So we go in reverse now, and we do 1 double crochet. Oops, too many. Oh, oops. Okay, should we try that one again? Let's do 1 double crochet after our slip stitch. 1 double crochet. There we go. 1 double crochet 2 together. That's 1. This is our second, and pull through all 3. 1 double crochet, 1 half double crochet, oops, half double crochet, and 2 single crochets. So 1 single crochet and 1 single crochet, and you'll notice that this has brought us back to our top point, ready to do a 3 single crochet and repeat it again. So if you look here, you have now got 2 sides that are beginning to square off quite nicely. So I suggest you either use that screenshot you took, or you might have paused it and now you've done it already. You've beaten me to it. Or rewind a couple of minutes and follow this row back. Or if you rewind to here, you'll be able to follow the next 2 sides and finish off here. Okay, so do these next 2 sides either by rewinding or looking at this piece of paper here. There we go, I'll show you it once more, and then I'll meet you back around here for our last round, I think. Okay, so all your sides should be looking nice and square. So go into that first single crochet that you did on that round and do your slip stitch and then fasten off. We've got 2 more rounds, one of colour B and one of colour A. So grab colour B right now and we'll get going around 9. Okay, so join your colour B into your middle corner stitch. So you've got 3 single crochets there, join it into the second one, the middle one, and you're going to do a chain 1 as usual, and then you're going to do 3 single crochets into this stitch for your corner. 1, 2, 3, and you're going to do 3 single crochets in each corner middle stitch. Okay, so just remember that, 3 single crochets in every corner stitch. Now you've got a really easy round. Now you're going to do 1 single crochet in each stitch along, 1 single crochet in each stitch along until you get to this chain, and then you're going to do 4 single crochets. So I'm just going to do this and then I'll join you back to the chain. Okay, and then when you get to your chain, you're going to do 4 single crochets. So this chain that we did between slip stitches, you are going to do 4 stitches. So now I have done a stitch into my slip stitch. I haven't seen the chart for this square yet. Let me just count this, 1, 2, 3, 4. I haven't seen the chart for this square yet, so I don't know actually if you are supposed to be going into the slip stitch or not, but I'm going to say that I am going into the slip stitch. Okay, so I am going into the slip stitch. Now if that is different from the chart, then I apologise now for saying that I'm going into that stitch, but obviously I just am doing what I feel looks right. Okay, so you do whatever you feel is right, or by now you've probably seen the chart, so you've got some insider knowledge that I don't have right now. So just follow along and do 1 single crochet in every stitch, 4 in this middle chain, and then when you get to your corner, do your 3 single crochets all the way around and slip stitch back into your first single crochet around here, fasten off and grab colour A. Simples. So that was the end of round 9. I have joined with a slip stitch into my initial single crochet, and that's the end of my round. Okay, so for round 10 I have joined my colour A in this corner, and I have done a chain 1 and a single crochet, and I've done 2 extra single crochet because it's our corner. So we're sticking with 3 single crochets in each corner, and then you are going to do a single crochet in every stitch around as you go. Single crochet in every stitch around, 3 single crochets in the corner, and bazinga, I will meet you back around here to finish off. Okay, that's the end of my round 10. Now I have just reread the instructions, the pattern, and it does actually say that on this round that we've done 1 single crochet in each stitch, to do 1 single crochet in every other stitch. Now I crochet really well, not tightly, but I think mine would have bunched up too much, been too tight if I'd have done that. So if you prefer to do that, then do that. But I actually think that the single crochet looks fine as it is. So this one is probably going to need a bit of blocking to pull these sides out and make it completely square. Plenty of ends to sew in. If this isn't quite up to the size you need it to be, then you can obviously repeat this round, do some more single crochets until your square is the size you need it to be. So well done, guys, if you've made it to the end of this and you have a square. Your pinwheel square, it's got some nice texture going on. Yeah, it takes a lot of work, a lot of stitches going on there, but well done if you've made it to the end. So that's it for our pinwheel square today. Don't forget, if you found it useful, helpful, give us a thumbs up and subscribe, and all the info about the group is in the box below. Until next time, guys, just keep hooking and don't let your tea get cold. Go and make another one. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the 2018 Granny Square Crochet Along. Today we are on number 82. Number 82 is the pinwheel square, which I have here. Now excuse all my ends, I've done it, but I've got all my ends to sew in still. This is our pinwheel square, so we've got this pinwheel going on here. It might look quite complicated, but it's not actually as complicated as you would imagine. It just takes a bit of time to do. So we're going to go through it step by step, and just take your time, grab a cup of tea and relax, and let's make this pinwheel square. In the pattern, which you can find the link to the Facebook group in the description below, you will find the pattern there. And in the pattern it suggests 3 colours, so we've got A, B and C going on for our colours. You could do it all in one colour if you like. This just kind of highlights the edges, you can see where it all is going on. Yeah, 3 colours. The only other thing that I've added different to the pattern is to use some stitch markers. You don't have to use those, but when we start making these kind of petally points, I have suggested using a stitch marker in to mark your stitch there. So you would need 8 stitch markers or pieces of yarn. I will admit I do forget to tell you in the video, I'm actually recording this the beginning at the end. This is after. I do forget to tell you always about using your stitch markers, but if you find them useful, then go ahead, do that on each round. When we start doing these petals, do feel free to use your stitch markers to mark that point if you wish. The only other thing to say before we get going is that if you need to slow the video down, there is quite a lot to be doing, then in the top right or below there should be a function that you can slow the video right down. And don't forget, pause, rewind, repeat, catch up, and just take your time, and you should end up with something like this. Okay, grab your stuff, guys, and let's get hooking.